All right, so today I want to talk about the importance of the people you surround yourself with. So you want to choose your friends wisely. Um, and so those are the people that you hang out with the most. Um, and it just reflects and influences who you become when you hang out with them. So that's what I want to go through today. And I have a quote from Will Smith that says, "The best thing that anybody ever said to me is you're only as good as the people you associate with. Um, Look at the five friends that you spend the most time with." And that's a quote from Will Smith, the actor. And so it just kind of shows what to think about there. Um, and then a question I have is, why do you think your five closest friends influence who you are? So just think about that for a minute. And so I have written down, it's because that's who you have connected yourself with and are most likely making yourself pretty close to them, in the way you act and the way you speak and just everything like that. So if you think about it, it's pretty difficult to hang around friends who um, make poor choices, and you're the only one who makes good choices, um, and at that point, might as well not even have those same friends, and might as well just find new ones. So, and then also the opposite of that, if your friends are making good choices, it's pretty difficult to make wrong choices. And I have a comparison here of um, a a person to an apple tree. So I said, um, your friend, the people who you hang out with, is kind of like an apple tree that produces apples, obviously. So if you hang out in the wrong crowd, which in this case is the wrong soil, then and if you're planted in the wrong soil, if you root yourself in the wrong soil, then you will most likely start to grow with those people and bear bad fruit. And then others, so which are the good people, will look at you and they'll be like, this person's not what I want to be. So and they probably won't like you because of the friends you hang out and the choices you made. And then vice versa. Whereas if you're in good soil and have good friends and grow with them, you will most likely bear right fruit and positive outcomes. And then people can't come up with a valid answer of how not to like you. Um, so I think that's really important to know, that who you surround yourself with is going to definitely change who you are, um, spiritually and in every way. And then, so now I'm going to connect this to the Bible with a Bible verse that I have, and Proverbs 22:24 through 25. All right, here it is. Don't make friends with an angry person, and don't be a companion of a hot-tempered one, or you will learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. And what these verses are saying is, it just shows the power of who we surround ourselves with and how we become like who we surround ourselves with. And if we surround ourselves with bad people, then that will endanger and put our soul at a threat to the devil. And these verses right here, Proverbs 22 verses 24 through 25, just say it plainly, because if you hang out with um, a bad influence, you'll learn to be like that person, just like a little kid learns ways of the older people because that's who they look up to, and you'll learn to be like that person. And even worse, like I said earlier, hanging out with bad people will harm and endanger your soul, which is not good because it starts to separate yourself from God. So just think about that. Your soul, your spirit is eternal. So you don't want to give it away to the devil, or just not be smart with what you do and who you hang out with. So that means your friends can have a huge influence and change on your eternity in how um, you will be judged in heaven and here on earth too. You want to surround yourself with godly people and people who will support your faith journey with God, and who have a relationship with God too, and that you can build off of each other through your faith in God. And if you ever to have a good friend, if you've ever been in a difficult situation, it's amazing to have one of those good friends to help you out, um, because they understand, and they can help comfort you in those situations. So it's great to have amazing friends that will do that. And then just imagine what it would be to have that one friend, or those friends who will just support you in every which way of your faith. And that's pretty cool to think about. I have a lot of friends who are like that, which I'm like very fortunate. So um, I think that's just a really cool fact that we have been blessed with, and a really cool situation that especially I have been blessed with, and my friends have been blessed with. So it's just amazing to have a spiritual friend who can be with you. If you don't have friends who you can see, um, maybe maybe your friend is Jesus, which is like I said in the last video, the most important thing that you can have, and that's the number one. That's what all it roots down to. That's the base of literally everything. That's truly good. It will help you and your friends get to where you need to go. And none of this means that you have to have picture perfect friends, because everybody's going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to be imperfect, but it's important to how you share your faith, you grow in your faith with each other. And this doesn't mean that you can't talk to someone who doesn't have faith in God, or doesn't have the same faith that you have and the same trust that you have in Jesus, but it just means that you want to surround yourself with good people, and that you can use what you have to actually help other people. And maybe then, if they actually have Jesus in their heart, maybe they can help you get through your times, and maybe they can become one of your friends who was a lost soul, but then you save them. You helped save them with Jesus, with the spreading of Jesus' love. And it just means rooting yourself with those good people, and then just using yourself and them to share the light of Jesus to people who don't know Jesus, and to each other too, because that's ultimately how God's kingdom grows. So just know who your friends are. Something I want you to do right now is just to think about your 5 best friends, and will those people bring you closer and help you in your faith to get closer to Jesus in heaven, or will that will those friends will those friends bring you away and drag you down? That's just something to think about. And just remember, the people you surround yourself with is the people who you will most likely become like, um, because this is just the human nature. And if you spend time in the Bible and hanging around good people, you're gonna become a solid person. So that's all I have today. Hopefully you got something out of it, and I just pray that this video finds you, and that you can spread it to other people. So God bless.